Hey guys, what's going on? Megan here. Alright, so I'm going to rank the top 10 most popular workout splits based on which ones are obviously best for fighters, beginner fighters, especially those who are trying to maximize muscle growth while trying to balance sparring, mobility work, recovery, and everything else. I'm going to rank full body workouts, bro splits, push-pull, upper, lower, Arnold split, everything. All right, let's get started. Bro split is going to go in F tier. Right, hands down, if you're a fighter, that's one of the worst splits you could do if you're trying to maximize muscle growth while also balancing training. Arnold split is going to go in D tier. And don't worry, guys, I'm going to explain the rankings later on at the end of the video. Normal push-pull, where you're doing legs on push day, that's going to go into B tier. Upper lower, that's also going to go into B tier. Full body 2 days a week, that's going to go into A tier. Full body 3 times a week, that's going to go into S tier. Antagonist split, so that's when you do chest and back on one day, quads and hamstrings on another day, biceps and triceps on another day, blah, blah, blah. Pretty much antagonist muscle groups every day. That's also going to go in D tier. HSP training, the full body version, that's obviously going to go into S tier. Come on, guys. It's my training program. I created it over a decade ago, and it's still the best training program out there, hands down. And you can obviously get it for free, so it's not a plug. Just watch my videos on it. Oh, I'll make more if you want. And last but not least, a hybrid full body / bro split. That's also going to go into S tier, as long as you're doing HSP training, of course. Now, if you want to know why they're ranked this way, it was very simple. Remember, guys, if you're a fighter, you have to worry about way too many things, right? You have to do hypertrophy work, strength work, power work, cardio work, mobility and injury prevention work, offensive sparring, defensive sparring. Obviously, you have to do cognitive stuff, right? Because you don't want to be one-dimensional, right? You don't want to just be good at fighting and suck at everything else, right? So you got to do cognitive stuff, right? You got to read, study, go to school, whatever you guys are doing. You got to do, obviously, social work. You got to develop your social skills. You guys know at Team 3D Alpha, I'm a big believer in being as balanced as possible financially, physically, spiritually, emotionally, and intellectually, right? So you got to work on your social skills. Like I always say, success is not about what you know, it's about who you know. What else? You got to do recovery, obviously, and you got to leave room and time for emergencies and miscellaneous stuff, right? So the biggest issue with fighters is you guys do not have enough time and you do not have enough room to recover. Therefore, you want to focus on training splits that maximize frequency, because the best way to develop strength is a skill, is to do the exercise more frequently. So you got to find a way to increase frequency, cardio, work density, functionality, right? You want exercises that actually carry over to your sport, whether it's boxing, wrestling, MMA. And again, you also want to have room for full central nervous system recovery, right? Doing chest on one day and back on the next day. Yeah, you're recovering your chest, but you're not recovering your full central nervous system. So that's why I'm ranking the splits in that order, right? When you're doing full body training, whether it's twice a week or 3 times a week, you're checking all of the boxes I just mentioned. You're getting maximum frequency without sacrificing recovery, because you're hitting every muscle 3 times a week, but you're also recovering your full central nervous system from resistance training up to 4 times a week, depending on how you structure your program. You have plenty of days to recover, all focus on other skills. So now you could have days to do sparring, you could have days to do mobility work, you could have days to do anything else that's within your program structure, right? Because one of the worst things you could do is do resistance training, a full-blown hard resistance training session in one day, and also try to do school and work and sparring and cardio later in that day, right? If you're natural, you're gonna burn out unless you have elite genetics, right? Full body workouts are also extremely taxing on your cardiovascular system, so you're pretty much doing cardio every time you're doing full body workouts. In addition to your cardio, you guys already know I'm very big on this. Fighting really comes down to endurance, especially when all other skills are matched. So any chance you get to work on your VO2 max, go for it. And obviously full body workouts come built in with a huge cardio burden. And obviously you have the functionality aspect, right? There's nothing worse than trying to train chest on one day and then legs on another day as a fighter. And if you just focus on hypertrophy as a bodybuilder, that's fine. You can do whatever split you want. But as a fighter, that's horrible, because again, you're not mimicking your sport. You're never going to be in the fight, especially at the high level, where you're not using your entire body as a unit. That's not going to happen, right? So you need to learn how to utilize your chest when your legs are tired, how to utilize your legs when your back is tired, how to use your shoulders when your triceps are tired, right? Isolating one body part at a time does not translate over to the real world. Because trust me, the movements you do at the gym when you isolating one body part do not carry over to the real world in a fighting scenario. But anyway, if you're curious as to which muscles you should prioritize as a beginner fighter, check out my video on the 20 most important muscles for fighting. Alright, don't forget to support the channel by buying the testosterone ebook and the HSP training ebook. Like, subscribe, I'm out of here.